Railway truck on a level straight track is initially at rest. The truck is given a quick horizontal push by an engine so that it now rolls along the track at, by the way, 4.3 meters per second, right? The engine's in contact with the truck for a time of 0.54 seconds. So this is 0.54 seconds, right? And the initial speed of the truck after the push is, not the final speed, is 4.3 meters per second. The mass of the truck is 2.2 times 10 to the third, so 2,200 kilograms, right? Due to the push, a force of magnitude F is exerted on the truck. The sketch shows how F varies with the contact time, right? So it goes up, it goes down. This must be their favorite graph, right? So here's this maximum force, right? And it says determine what the maximum force is if it follows this graph, right? Okay. So it seems to me what we're going to do, this is like a glorified force times time. So the average force times the time is going to be mass times the change in velocity, right? We know the mass, we know the change in velocity, right? I'm trying to get 4 marks here, right? So m delta v is going to be what, 2200 times, figure that out, right? So show your work. M delta V is 2200 times 4.3, right? Okay, here's 1 mark. Maybe you think that's 2 marks. Because really, you got to kind of milk this for marks, right? Okay, let's see. Oh, and then we need to analyze, because the area under this graph is going to be impulse, right? So if you imagine that we've got a graph like this, right? Notice that this is the average force, right? Notice that we can take this little chunk and fill in that. We can take this chunk and fill in that if I draw this in the right level. So it is true that this area under this blue line is the same as the area under their little peaky pyramid thing, okay? And so the average force, I think we can say that the average force is 1/2 of the max force, right? Because of that, using an area argument. So maybe that's another mark, right? Step 3, say that the area under the graph is the impulse, right? Okay. Because really, we know that this is 0.54, so really our next step is to say whatever that number is the average force times 0.54 is equal to 2200 times 4.3, right? Okay, so now you have the average force. If you double it, you'll get the maximum force. So average force times 2 is the max force. There you go. You'll get a number between 30,000 and 40,000 newtons.